Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hello there and welcome Gary.
Good to be here this morning.
Absolutely, glad to have you again. We'll pull today's question right up there on the screen. Gary, I deliver packages and was injured at one of the businesses I stop at. I am told I need surgery. Is it my employer's responsibility or the business where I fell?
Well, so the easy answer is, since you're employed, the workers' comp is going to be primarily responsible for paying for the surgery. And if you're out of work during that process, they'll pay for what's called temporary total disability benefits. And if it's a permanent problem, then they'll ultimately be responsible for permanent partial disability. So there's several elements to these things. That's the Georgia terms. Alabama has similar terms for those things. So that's the easy answer, because workers' comp doesn't matter whose fault. Unless it's, well, there's always exceptions, but simple answer is it doesn't matter whose fault it is. So that's kind of the answer. You make sure you make a claim, you make sure you set up the workers' comp, you make sure that they're taking care of your medical the way they're supposed to.
Okay, so if workers' comp is paying, can there still be a claim against the property owner, I guess, where this person fell?
And that's the real question. So that I don't know except by looking at the facts, but in theory, yes, you can have both a workers' comp claim that gets you through the storm, so to speak. It gets you to a doctor, it gets you medical bills paid, it takes care of 2/3 of your average weekly wage up to a certain level, and that gets you through the storm. And then you look at the liability maybe of someone else. So if you fell because there was a hole or there was some known defect, I mean, the test, we've talked about this for years, is did you know or should have known of a problem that your invitees might be encountering and you didn't warn them of it? So that's the hard part, you know, figuring out who's responsible there. Was there a duty of the business owner that was breached that led to the injury? And that takes time. That's the battle. So, and then in the end, you can still have that case if it exists. So a lot of times there are two cases going on. You don't even have to make a case with a lawyer on the comp. That should be taken care of. At the end, one other thing that should be remembered, you may have to reimburse workers' comp for what's been paid. So if you're a juror hearing a case where you think there was comp, know that that money has to be paid back, even though we can't talk about that in the trial. So there's certain things we can't talk about, but fairness dictates, and the judge will make sure that the reimbursement takes place if it's required. But that's not a consideration in a tort case.
Well, thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you.
We'll see you on the next Legal Break.